For today's grim adventure, we're doing something I never thought that we'd ever get to do. You see, for the past, I don't know, couple of months, maybe a year, I've been trying to find a hidden place in the Hollywood Hills known as the Spider Pool. Yeah, I said spider pool, like spider, the arachnid, and pool. And everybody makes fun of me because I say the word pool differently. Go ahead, laugh now, correct me. But basically, hidden in the Hollywood Hills, there's something known as the Spider Pool, a swimming area. And it was built, well, it was part of this very strange, elaborate, labyrinth-like house, this magical place built by a very eccentric man here in Hollywood by the name of Jack McDermott. And he built his house using sets of movies. Think like the Winchester Mystery House up in San Jose, California, but times a million when it comes to the weirdness level. And behind his house, he had a swimming pool that has a giant mural of a spider. To get to this, where I'm at right now, it took a lot of talking, a lot of networking. There's been a handful of people that have been up here for photographs, for video, and nobody talks. And the reason for this, nobody tells you how they get here. And the reason for this, most of the time in order to get here, people trespass, they get here illegally. We actually got permission, exclusive permission, to be here on this property, to spend as much time as we want now and in the future to come back up and see what we're about to show you in great detail. You're gonna lose your mind.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. A bad luck's always coming my way.
So Jack McDermott was a very eccentric person, and what I'm about to tell you, what I'm about to show you is just beyond belief. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I have things written down, and I'm going to read it to you because you have to use your imagination. So basically, it was built in 1923. Well, that's whenever it was first mentioned. And he built his house using sets from movies. It says here, the house included palace girders from The Thief of Baghdad, tombstones from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, roofing from The Phantom of the Opera, a plaster goddess from Nazimova's Salome, and a table from Robin Hood. It also featured pricey tile imported from palaces such as Italy and France. I guess McDermott was a tile dealer at one point. The house was partially destroyed in the 1940s, 1947, and it was demolished, completely razed in 1962 due to fire damage. It's gone. The people that own this property now, that have a house here, were kind enough to invite us on here, and they asked us not to tell anybody what you're about to see, like how to get here. You cannot get here. Do not try to get here. The only thing that remains from the crazy house is the swimming pool. And it is, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this all the way back. It is conveniently positioned on the other side of this tree. Again, you already saw it. All right, enough with the introduction. You wanna see the spider, the hidden spider in Hollywood? I can't believe it. When it comes to Hollywood history, it's things like this that get me really excited. The Hollywood history that's forgotten about, or the Hollywood history that's kind of hidden away that nobody wants to talk about because it's so cool that nobody wants it found. And it took me months to figure out how to get here. I asked everybody. I mean, I spent countless hours walking up and down the streets here in the Hollywood Hills asking people if they heard of the spider pool. Most people had no idea what I was talking about. They were flabbergasted that something like this existed in their backyards, especially after I showed them pictures. And 99.9% of the people had no idea what I was talking about. Well, maybe they did, they just didn't want it to be found. Look at that. Oh, if I could take this home and put this in our house, you better believe I would. I never wanted something in my house, in my personal collection, more than I want this. But the fact that it's still here, I'm gonna touch it. The fact that it is still here, oh my gosh. Just blows me away. Again, I've been asked to stress this strongly. No trespassing. We are here because we got exclusive access from the people that own this place. I talked to so many people, every house. I knocked on doors. I talked to every dog walker for the past couple months once I learned about this place, trying to get access to it. And everybody, like I said, either didn't know what I was talking about or they didn't want to tell what this was. But I gave a couple people my contact information, and then that got to that person, that got to that person, and then just recently somebody reached out to me. They're going to remain nameless, and they said, if you want to see it, it's yours. Just tell people, don't trespass. Don't come here and find it. Let it be. It's here. It still exists. It's going nowhere. It's on property. Nothing can be built around here. I mean, there's houses everywhere, but this hillside, it's beautiful, right? It's beyond beautiful. I will say this, if you dig deep on the internet, online, on the interwebs, you can find pretty much where this is. But to get access to this, it's very, very difficult. You have to trespass by going into people's yards. Don't do that. You won't be able to see it from a drone. You have to be invited here. Some people have been here, they snuck on. We were invited. We are here with a purpose, to document Hollywood history. And the cool thing about this, again, I'm not gonna tell you exactly where I'm at, but if you can pretty much pinpoint or get a good idea where this is, on Google Earth, you can see this mural, the spider mural. But here it is in person. Oh man. I don't wanna leave. But they said we can come back whenever we want. Man, is that beautiful. I'm gonna film this kind of in reverse, like walking backwards, because this is really cool to think about. So you have the spider mural right there. And today, the time of recording this in 2025, it's overlooking a cliff. So right over here where all this brush is, you can see this tree limb that I'm walking under right now. There it is. The swimming pool would have been over here. All of it is gone. It's no longer here. There's like no trace of it. Jack McDermott's house burnt down many years ago, and all that really remains is this wall and the tile. Now, there's a lot of pictures of pinup models that were taken here over time. And you can see this clear as day. There's so many pictures that I can't show you. But you can see that, you can see this wall. And if I put the camera down this way, you can see these circular stone formations here. Man. And then in some of the pictures, if I lift the camera up over here, you can see that wall right there. When it comes to the photos that were taken in front of this mural, I'm not entirely sure how much I'm going to be able to show you, but we're going to try to line up as many photos as we possibly can. remember, we got to keep it family friendly. Trust me, if you Google search this and the different pictures, you're going to be like, wow, it's definitely not safe for work. Usually when we do videos like this, we like to do this fade from old photos and old video to how it looks like today. But this is so cool, I kind of just want to keep pointing the camera at it, so I'm just going to put the camera like this and then just showcase some of the different photos of these models leaning against the spider pole. I kind of wish Jessica was with me, because I think she would absolutely look gorgeous leaning against this, posing for photos. We're gonna have to come back up here. I really wish these bushes on the left-hand side weren't here so we can actually get out there and get a proper shot. Man, I really wish that this place was still in its entirety, still standing. These next pictures, really can't line them up, but I really want to draw attention to these half-circle concrete formations. It looks like they used to go all the way around the swimming pool, because you can see them like, you know, above the swimming pool, like the deck. And then sitting above the wall are the round concrete circles, half circles, but this time they're just kind of laying down. Even less of these, and they kind of line the top of the wall here. You can see them, it stretches over on the other side. When it comes to photos of the house that Jack built way up here in the Hollywood Hills, this strange labyrinth of a place that he lived in and ultimately died in, there's really not that many pictures. I wish that there was. And if I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and look at this, but if I'm not mistaken, all the different pictures that I saw of this crazy house, you never really get to see the swimming pool. So the fact that it's still here and it was photographed with all the models pretty much standing or posing right where I'm at right now in the swimming area is just beyond gorgeous. In no way am I a beautiful model or anything like that. But since we are here, you gotta lean against it, right? The amount of history in this place. Oh, I love it. If we ever have a house here in Hollywood and we have a swimming pool, we are going to, if we can, take this and put it in our swimming pool, or build something like a nod to Jack McDermott and all the ladies who were photographed here. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Unless you were living underneath a rock for most of your life, I'm guessing you know the name Hugh Hefner. Playboy Mansion, the different parties that they would have at the swimming pool. Well, Jack McDermott and his palace, I wish we could walk through it, and the swimming pool, I wish we could swim in it, was pre-Hefner by many, many, many years. And story is, he would have he had a throne on top of the swimming pool above the spider, and he would sit up there with, you know, spotlights down here on the pool, so, you know, he can watch his female bathers, his friends. I don't think there was many famous people that came here. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was mostly like people around Hollywood, friends and different people. I mean, they still have parties up here in the Hollywood Hills, but this was the party to be. I also remember reading that basically the spider here was a water feature. And I don't know if this was just like the tile piece or if water would drip down it and going down into the pool. But I will say this, if I go ahead and point the camera down here like this, I'm gonna try not to make you dizzy. Let's see. Right there, you can see a drain, like an old rusted out drain that would go down to the swimming area. Again, it would have been off to the right. See it there? So I wonder if there's anything back here. I'm gonna go ahead and kick this away. Like a lot of times here in Hollywood, like our balcony, there's like this little slit down there that the water can drain through. But it doesn't look that way. So if anything, I mean, that tile work is amazing. So if anything, it was just this one drain. You know what? if we take a look at this wall over here again, the stone wall, again, I don't think that was original. Or maybe it was, because back there above the door, you can see it. It says posted, no trespassing, keep out. You can see part of that original wall right there next to that timber, and it kind of matches this over here. So I'm guessing if maybe this was like the changing room? Huh. When it comes to Hollywood, there's stories, there's legends, there's lore, and you never really know what to believe. I mean, this is one of those things where you hear about it, but it does exist. It does. Now, one of my favorite stories, favorite pieces of legends about this place is Jack McDermott was said to have sit up there, and he would watch his party. He would mess with his guests. He loved messing with his guests. And one of his things that he loved to do, he would sit up there, according to legend, according to story, and he would give the ladies who would come here to swim disintegrating bathing suits. Did they even have those back then? But I mean, you can pretty much use your imagination. I know I can. I don't think there's going to be any remnants of the old Jack McDermott throne up here, but I gotta climb up to see. Whoa, gotta watch your step. There are some picnic tables up here. There's no throne, but some of these original circular concrete structures are here, so I can just picture him sitting here watching. And what a view, my word. So if the stories are true about Jack McDermott sitting up here at his throne overlooking the swimming pool, this is the view he would have had. And my, so much has changed. Back whenever he was living here and he built this house, it was considered in the middle of nowhere. And now look at it. I mean, it technically still is in the middle of nowhere. So right in the bottom center of your screen is the spider mural. And where I was sitting is right here. This would have been Jack's throne, or where the story says it would be. And up here at the top, there's like a little flat area. I'm guessing that maybe there was a fountain or something up here. Remember how I said that it was like a water feature? I can see like water coming up here, trickling down over top of these rocks, down over the spider, down into the swimming area. Now, I don't really think any of this, what you're about to see, is original, so I'm not gonna really spend too much time because it is the people's property. But Jack's house, the house that Jack built, would have been over in this area. That little seating area that I was just talking about. Gotta watch my step. Talk about peaceful. I mean, you know what? If I owned this property, I would have Hollywood parties, like night parties all the time up here. Put a sprinkler, like a sprinkler system, like one of those little wacky sprinklers. Just have fun. Oh, you got a better view up here too. So that area that's probably the changing room, you can see that window over there. Yeah, so that has to be an original too. I don't know how well this is going to translate, but on the other side of that bush in the center of your screen is where the spider pool is. And I wanted to walk on the other side of it and kind of look down the hill to see if there's anything back here, like any part of the wall or something. And sadly, there's really nothing. It's just a very steep hill. And if I point the camera over this way, if I were to keep pointing it down, it basically goes down into somebody's backyard. I want to point this out though. This is very trippy. I'm gonna go ahead and walk over here because you guys got to see this. So I'm on the trail right now, trying to keep my footing. But if you look at the ground, you see all like the white, it looks like trash in the leaves. Here. See it? It kind of looks like trash or stones. That's all pieces of the pool crumbling off because of time. and falling down the hillside. I can see tile pieces. Knowing that the spider pole is still here, that you can visit it, that it's protected by the community, hidden away in Hollywood, like a secret, begging to be found by the Grim Life Collective. Like I said, I've been looking for it for a long time. It just blows my mind. I know I probably sound like a broken record saying that, but I've been looking for this, and we're here. And again, I don't want to leave that we found it. But knowing that the hillside is crumbling, and at some point, that mosaic, that giant, beautiful spider that's still intact, is someday going to be gone. I have to take a piece of the tile. It's not from there, it's from the hillside. It's already crumbled away and it's already fallen down, but part of the Grim Life Collective now is the spider pole in Hollywood. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure. Again, no trespassing, always ask for permission. You never know what kind of magic will happen if you go about things the wrong way. So many people I talked to said, well, why don't you just get a drone up in the air and fly it over people's property? People do that. We don't like to do that. We respect people's privacy. If this was on our property and somebody flew a drone overhead to try to get in touch or try to find it, I'd be really mad because, you know, this is where I live. This is my personal stuff. But if we own the property and people wanted to see this and they knew how to get in contact with us, I'd 100% let them on so they can see this piece of history before it crumbles and falls down the hillside. I'm rambling. I do that a lot. With that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure. Until next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.